I'm Chris. This is Margie, and this is Hanging with the Family. And I see people were in the chat. I don't know if they're here now because I was still at work whenever the stream was supposed to start. So Heaven's running late. She'll be coming in here pretty soon. Hey, the journey awaits. Thanks for coming in. I guess we could talk about some other Disney news real quick. Let me pull this up on my phone so I can see the chat at the same time. But how was your day today, Margie?
It wasn't terrible.
Wasn't terrible. All right, let's see. Her channel. Okay. Are we streaming? Is anybody out there? There we go. So, yeah. So, I'm going to try and get some news up while we wait on Heaven before we get to the main news. All right. I may have saved too many stories. Let's go. We'll go back. Did I save the one? Hold on. Please tell me I saved the one story. No, I didn't. Dang it. Well, hopefully it'll still be in here. Wanda Disney Plus. I'm looking. I need to find that. I hope it's still in here. Say something, Margie, while I'm doing this.
I don't know what to say. I'm not good at this.
Tell everybody hi.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, come on. Where is this? Let me see if I can find it. Oh, that's not it. Well, now I made it the title and I can't find it. Sorry, this happens. I mean, the thing is usually I'm here earlier, but I was still at work when we were supposed to start live streaming. Hey, Keith. Hey, Jeffrey. All right. I'm pretty sure it was in here. But I guess is there anything else, Marge? Can you find anything to talk about?
Are those it?
That is, but I mean, I found an entire thing that talked more about it. Where'd you find that at?
Trips, I don't know, whatever.
No, Trip Types.
Not really Disney, I guess.
I'm sorry. Usually I'm more prepared for this, but like I said, I just got home a little while ago. And I swore I saved that because I knew it was the thing we were going to talk about. Maybe I just maybe I didn't go to that. Maybe I went to. Let's change the screen. Oops. I don't know. Let me take a look. Okay, yeah, we're back. All right. Let's see. If it's in here, hopefully. There it is. All right. Let's save that real quick. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about some other things until Heaven comes in. Hopefully, I don't know when Heaven comes in. We'll have to keep checking back and forth. Are you sure? Never mind. Here we go. All right. Disney Imagineers address Splash Mountain and Jungle Cruise changes. Walt Disney Company is continuing to celebrate and incorporate diversity into the Disney parks, including with the recently announced complete retheming of Splash Mountain into Princess and the Frog Ride, as well as a reimagined version of the classic attraction Jungle Cruise. These changes will be taking place at both Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World in Florida and Disneyland Park and Disneyland Resort in California. Now, Carmen Smith, Executive Creative Developer and Inclusion Strategies for Walt Disney Imagineering, is speaking out on the company's philosophy in a recent Disney Parks vlog video. When talking about Smith's work and role, as part of Imagineering long-standing history of enhancing attractions with new magic. So yeah, it's just talking about the different stuff they're gonna say. So what do you think about this?
I'm okay with it. I mean,
Yeah. See, I keep hearing that some people believe they're not going to change Splash Mountain. They believe that that Splash Mountain because they think Splash Mountain is too big of a ride for them to change. It's what considered an e-ticket ride, and it still gets a lot of. So I guess the thing is why would you change something that's that popular? So some people believe they're not going to change it, and what's funny is, why is the retheming for Jungle Cruise coming before this? So I don't know. I don't know if it's just because the attraction, they're not going to set it down. Hey, Candy Mom. Katrina, thanks for coming in. But yeah, a lot of people just think the attraction's too popular for them to start retheming something like this. I mean, usually you start retheming something where it's starting to lose its popularity, where Splash Mountain's popularity is still way up there, and they just don't see a reason to retheme something that is so popular.
I guess so.
I mean, I could see the Jungle Cruise, you know, it's been around, I think, probably, is it an opening day? I think it's an opening day attraction. So, and they have changed it in the past. I mean, the Jungle Cruise, when it first opened, was actually a serious ride. And then they started adding in the jokes and everything like that. And it became to what it is today. And the thing is sometimes you've heard the jokes too many times. And a lot of times it also depends on who the skipper is you get. How they tell the jokes and everything like that. But it seems to me that I just have a feeling that they're telling us Splash Mountain's going to be rethemed. And if it does, I don't think it's going to be for a while. I really don't. I know they're saying it's going to be done, but I just really feel that it's not. So hold on. Let me bring in Heaven. Hello, Heaven.
Hello.
Hi, Helen.
Oh, here. I should turn the mic up so we can hear her at least. All right. But
How was your run?
Good. I literally came right back in, came right up. So,
are you getting any feedback?
no.
Okay. All right. But so we were just talking about Splash Mountain and Jungle Cruise being rethemed.
Right.
Why Jungle Cruise? Okay.
What?
Oh, I thought
right.
Oh,
I said right.
Why Jungle Cruise is being rethemed so much quicker than what Splash Mountain is, and a lot of people have been questioning that the whole retheming Splash Mountain. They're like, why is something that's still really popular being rethemed. Usually it's something that the popularity's died off.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people believe that either it's not going to get rethemed or it's going to be a while before it gets rethemed.
Well, I also think that
Okay, hold on.
okay.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I also think that like I said last week when we were talking with like the Jungle Cruise, I think that it's like I said, you know, a lot of people outside of the Disney company don't really know, but Disney just added inclusion as their fifth key, as something we're supposed to we have our 4 keys. Those are the things I like that I'm supposed to be following while I'm working, and we've added inclusion as our 5th key. And I think that came like right around the same time that they had talked about Splash Mountain. So I do think that, again, like even though Splash Mountain doesn't include those things based on the history of that story, I do think that could be a part of it.
Right. Well, I mean, I think a lot of it is, you know, I think people's misinterpretation of that movie, though. The thing is, I mean, that there's not, Splash Mountain really doesn't hold the story to Song of the South, if you really think it. They're just characters that are from that.
Yes, I know that. But like I said last week, you know, like, thankfully, we're not in a position where we have to say whether we feel included or not.
Right.
Based on those circumstances. So whereas we might not understand how we might look at this and say, how does this not include you? Like, how does this make you feel unincluded? Like
Hi, VP.
I understand that we might not, like, thankfully we can't see that, but other people, you know, might.
Right. But, you know, it's just kind of funny how Jungle Cruise was announced and it's to get changed right away, where Splash Mountains was kind of like set.
Well, and I heard you say something about it when I first came in about how it was one of the opening day attractions. And I think that it might have something to do with it being an opening day attraction and this being the 50th year. They might be they want to update it and make it shiny and new. And
right.
I don't know any of this. This is
you're just
really just yeah.
So, you know, to me, it doesn't make sense. I understand it's part of the whole diversity and everything that Disney's trying to do.
Yeah.
But it just seems to me that I just don't understand retheming a ride that's still popular. I mean, you know, if they were at full capacity right now, Splash Mountain would be jam-packed. The line would be.
I mean, but is it because it's Splash Mountain or is it because it's a drop and it's a water ride?
Well, that could be it. But I mean, I like the theme. I've always loved the theming.
No, I also love the theming. Splash Mountain is my favorite ride. Like, I
mean, the music on there is so catchy and everything like that.
Right.
I hate to see that go. You know what I mean?
Right. I agree. Like I said, it's my favorite ride. I love Splash Mountain. I love the laughing place. I love the whole story behind how Brer Rabbit tricks Brer Fox and Brer Bear. Like, it is, and they showcase that in there. It's just the 3 of them. Like, so, like I said, you know, thankfully I'm in a position where I can't understand it. I do understand that there's others who can, but like, even with it being my favorite ride, I still think I like it because the songs, I like it because of like the paint is so nice and it's so pretty. I like that it's a water ride. Like I said, I also like the story behind it, but even though I'm not a big fan of Princess and the Frog, I 100% think it's a very good movie. It's got catchy songs. I think that the theming, based on what we saw with the what's it called? The like the artwork for what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I think that it's going to have pretty colors and it's going to be just as bright and pretty as what Splash Mountain is right now. And you're still going to have the water aspect in the drop. Like,
it just makes me wonder, does it really fit? over there in Frontierland.
I mean, no, I don't think it does. Well, kind of. I say I don't think it does, but at the same time, like right there, Splash Mountain, and then you come like you're right there next to the Rivers of America, and you come around to the riverboat, and the riverboat, they, when they're doing the stuff with COVID and everything, or when they're not doing the stuff with COVID and everything, they have Tiana on there with her tea party. So like, I think that it's just going to kind of go. I feel like it would be a little bit better if Splash Mountain was where Big Thunder is and Big Thunder was where Splash is.
Right.
You could kind of like move that along better, but yeah, I think it's okay. Like,
no, Candy Mom, I don't think an Indiana theme would go better. Yeah, I mean, I guess to me, it's just, I don't know. I just felt like, the whole Brer Rabbit and everything fit better there than what this does, because it feels like a princess should be over in Fantasyland, not in Frontierland. And, and then there was also a call to have it changed to something to do with the Black Panther. Yeah, Black Panther. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't know.
The Marvel character.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm okay with it. I mean, we won't know until we, see it and ride it.
I mean,
fall in love with it.
But I mean, I think with what Disney's been doing a lot, I feel like there's certain areas that they're losing their whole reason why they were that kind of area. I mean, not only there at Magic Kingdom with Frontierland, them putting that in there, but I feel like a lot of Epcot has been lost because of stuff they put in certain areas. I mean, Epcot was supposed to be like a World's Fair, and now it just seems like it's becoming more of a Disney theme park, like what the rest of them are.
I mean, so first, the same thing happened with Hollywood.
Right.
Hollywood was supposed to be like a
it's a working studio. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. And it's not anymore.
No, it isn't.
It's a theme park.
Right.
But it's like you've always said, like Disney is always focusing on moving forward.
Right.
And just accepting changes. And
what are you laughing about?
I don't think they can just do that.
Why?
They're just gonna pick up the whole ride.
Oh, he's been up there like that since last night.
I mean, I say that why can they, I was talking about the moving Star Wars, or Star Tours, but I guess I say I don't think they can just pick up the ride and move it, but they did with Dumbo. So
yeah. I always said about Star Tours, I wish they'd move it so it was closer to the front of Galaxy's Edge, and then have a certain exit from it into Batu.
Yeah, you want to know how they
a lot of them
that?
end in Batu, so that you feel like you actually took a transport to that area.
You want to know how they could do that?
How's that?
They just completely knocked out Muppets and all of the stuff. And Muppets, Pizza Rizzos, Mamas, all of that. Just continue on with Star Wars or Galaxy's Edge. And then you just dump right into it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess they could also create an exit that would lead back, that would kind of make you feel like that you're in a space as you're walking back towards there, but they'd still probably need an exit to go out to Hollywood Studios, because not everybody that rides at wants to go directly back to Galaxy's Edge.
I don't want them to get rid of the Muppets. I like them.
Yeah, I like them.
I know, I was joking, but like that would be the answer. Just completely knock out all of that, add a continuation of the Galaxy's Edge, and there you go.
Now, one of the things I heard they had talked about at one time was who was it? It was one of the, I think it was Dad was telling me they were talking about putting the Muppets in the Hall of Presidents.
Do you think maybe he was getting confused with the show?
I bet he was.
I don't remember.
I mean, they don't do that anymore, but you know what I'm talking about? No, they don't.
I wish they would. That was such a great show that they had.
I liked it.
There. But yeah, I mean, no, it wasn't that. It was before they changed the Great Movie Ride to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Mm-hmm. They were talking about keeping it somewhat like the Great Movie Ride, but using the Muppets as the characters in the movies as you go through. So it was like all the movies had been like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you told me about that.
yeah, I thought that was a really neat idea. I thought that would be a really great idea for that. But I think let's go ahead and get to what we're here for. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right. Let me pull that up. Thank God I saved it this time.
Oh, do you guys want to see a flashback that happened 2 years ago today?
What's that?
Oh, dang it. I don't have it. Never mind. It
All
was 2 years ago yesterday, but I guess we had another one. I guess we did more of it again today, 2 years ago. Oh no, it is today. Where did the other one go? I have a video of Ellie drinking Beverly.
Oh,
if nobody knows, Ellie is our niece. And she's what? How old is she?
she'll be 6.
6.
We
So-
just had that
Let's see if I
conversation
can-
at Aunt Cheryl's. The kids were like, "Oh yeah," and then we went to Epcot and we really liked it. And they're like, "Well, Aunt Margie, she knows all the good stuff, and she says drink Beverly, it's the best." And they're like, "It was the most horrible thing she's ever done to us."
All right. So what are you doing, Heaven?
Oh, here. I'm gonna send it to myself real quick, and then I'm gonna pull it up so we can watch.
Well, Ellie's
Oh,
missing.
what's it doing?
Mhm.
Oh, wait. How do I?
Heaven's looking like us when we first got in here.
Yeah, like what? I still look like that. What are you talking about?
It's taking a minute to save.
Do you want us to go on with what we were doing, and you can do it
That's
after we're
fine.
done? Okay.
Yeah.
So the main thing we're here for is the 10 changes to expect at Disney World this year. And some of them have already taken place, so don't think, if you're like, well, that's already happening. Well, that it's part of this year. So let's see. Park hopping has returned in a new way. Park hopping, where you can visit more than one Disney World theme park in a day on one eligible ticket, was suspended for the rest of 2020. Then the park reopened. However, park hopping returned on January 1st, 2021, though in a changed way. While you can now once again hop to as many parks as you wish, pending availability, beginning at 2 p.m. each day, you must have first visited the park you made a park pass reservation for that day before you can start hopping to other parks in the afternoon. So I don't know. Do you think this is going to stay around, Hev?
I don't know. I hope so.
You hope so?
Yeah, it's kind of nice. By like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, all of our lines just kind of gone.
Really?
Yeah, it's so nice.
What do you
I have
think,
5 or 6 completely gone, but by 4 o'clock they start.
I don't know. I kind of like just having one day at. I don't miss park.
I like that. The only time we ever really used park hopping, I think, was for the last day.
Mm-hmm.
If there was anything we missed at the other parks, we would use that last day to park hop to go and hit the stuff that we missed each day. So
it doesn't really bother me that it's gone.
But
it's not gone; it's back. He's asking
right,
if you,
right. But I meant
if you would want it to stay 2 o'clock, or if you would want it to.
But the bad part about that is that if we had one park where we missed a lot, that would be the park you'd want to have reservations for. But you don't know which ones that's going to be until you've actually visited and found out what you didn't get through.
Yeah, but the cool part is at least right now, reservations, like there's still things open.
Right.
Like day of. Like I said, it's not as easy to like make split second, like, hey, we're gonna go to a park this morning plans. But like we've done it.
Yeah.
So
I hope the reservations stick.
They're supposed to stick.
Yeah, I think they're going to.
All right. Let's see. So park hopping. So yep, it's back. Reservations still required. So everybody knows about the reservation system. And from what Josh tomorrow said, reservation, it's the new norm. It's going to be around. And from what I understand is it helps Disney being able to track how many guests are in each park. And not only that, but the information can help you if they can kind of give you an idea which park is actually the fullest. and keep you from going to a park that may be too crowded. That's part of the information they'll share. Now, they're probably not going to tell you how many people are in the park, but they can tell you what the crowd level looks like. So, because I know Disney usually keeps it a secret of, they usually keep it a secret of what their capacity is. They keep it a secret of how many people are in the park, but I don't know. I don't know if they'll do that. I don't know. I mean, I guess them saying, hey, the park is halfway full, that might be something they don't want to give out to the public. So, but I don't know. I reservations seem to be, it doesn't seem hard to get them. You know, I think everybody thought they were going to be hard to get. Now being that, you know, probably around like the holidays, it's probably hard to get in there, but I don't know, because I also know that they go by different ways. They go, you know, if you have a ticket, if you have an annual pass, if you have a reservation at the one of the resorts.
That should matter. A person's a person.
Well, it's true, but yeah, from what I understand, reservations are going to stick around. Heaven, you said you like that idea with the reservation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nice. So,
all right. So the next,
I mean, like I said, it's nice in the idea that like Disney will have a better idea of what to expect for numbers,
right?
Because that like in turn affects me directly. Like if Disney knows what to expect for numbers, they know what it's going to look like for the day. My area knows what it's going to look like for the day, and they know how to staff properly.
Right.
So like I'm directly affected by this.
Right.
Whereas before it was a guesstimate, and they would guess this is what we're looking at. And there would be days that they were looking at low numbers and we got high numbers and we were staffed for low numbers. And we were all like, they were like, hey, you're staying an extra 2 hours tonight.
Right.
And although that still happens because people don't come to work, still sucks. But like it sucks even more when it's, hey, we've seen a like increase in what we expected. We need you to stay. That sucks. That feels bad.
Right.
But like, so in that capacity, yes, I 100% appreciate these reservations. Like I said, we've been able to get things day of, but I think if we continue these reservations into when we go back to full capacity, which TBD when that is, it's probably going to suck a little bit. Who knows if we'll actually get reservations? Like
right.
we won't be able to make day of plans, but
right.
So
the next thing is magic bands no longer included. So for years, one of the tangible perks of staying at a true Disney resort was included magic bands in the color of your choice for everyone registered to the room. These bands would allow you to tap to pay for purchases around Disney World, unlock your room door, and serve as your theme park ticket and fast pass. So, but I mean, really, for a lot of that, you can just use your phone now. But right now, the fast passes aren't happening. And, you know, we usually get what looks like, I know looks like this for our ticket, and then we just transfer it to our magic band. But so if you have that, you really don't even need the magic band. I think having the magic band just makes you feel like you're part of the magic at Walt Disney World for some reason.
Well, that, and it's more convenient. You don't have to dig in your wallet
That's
and
true.
pull them out.
Yeah.
And you can link your card to your band, so you don't have to get your card out when you're getting food. You just tap your...
Right. But, I mean, the thing is if you've been to Disney parks, you know, a lot in the last few years, you automatically should have a magic band already. Am I right?
You got a couple.
Yeah. I've got more than one and I've not left. And that's not even because I want them. That's because I got one when I moved down here.
Right.
And then almost every time you guys have added me to your room, even though we click do not give a magic band, they still give me a gray magic band. And I'm like, I don't need this. I don't use it.
is my
Do
favorite.
what?
Yeah.
The one I got this time was probably
Yeah,
my favorite color.
Those are the new colors that they'd
I
added
really like
recently.
that one.
But like, I don't even use the one I bought. I just carry my park pass with me in my wallet and use that.
Right. Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, don't you have yours like? Don't you have yours like almost like a keychain or something like that?
Yeah, hold on, I can get it out.
Yeah, Chris has a couple. I think did you buy one from
Yeah.
Shop Disney?
Yeah, you can buy them from Shop Disney. Yes, Keith. Yes, you can buy those there.
We just bought ours at the resort though.
Yeah, we bought ours at the resort. I have one, and when we went down, I forgot to bring one. You're fine, Disney Trash Can. We're just talking about things that are changing this year to Walt Disney World. A lot of stuff had already changed, but
so I broke it, and like I said, I don't use it anymore anyway, but
oh yeah.
Katie has hers on her key ring right now, and so mine is just a little gray piece. Katie's is a big pink Mickey head.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
And then they also, and I was going to tell you guys about this before you came this time, but I forgot. They also have where you can attach like a little piece to your watch. You can't get it from Disney. You have to buy them online, but they have where like you can attach something to your watch, take your puck out, and you can pop it in, and then you'll just have your.
Yeah, I think you told me that when I was
down
so
there. Like it'll just be like this.
Okay.
And I think someone did that because people will wear their watch on this hand and their magic band on this hand, and then they'll come up and they'll tap their watch.
That'd be me.
And I say it every time. Every time someone does it, I say, you know what? It happens all the time. Like you would not believe it.
Right. Right. Yeah, Keith. Yeah. I have a few magic bands. I have one I bought that I actually like to wear. And the last time we went, I just forgot it. So I ended up having to buy just a colored magic band. So, but I probably won't ever use the one that Kiana gave me because it's more of a collector's edition. Yeah. So, but I would like to have one of those that makes a different noise whenever you put it.
Oh, Katie has that. Katie's is the Haunted Mansion one. I think it only happens when she goes to the Haunted Mansion. It does the Haunted Mansion, like the background music.
Well, cool. I was told that if you get the one that has the Disney dogs, that it actually barks.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So.
I think we've talked about this on here before. And it's funny, it's comical, but also I was so mad.
Yeah.
And so was the guest. You know what I'm gonna say?
Right.
There's the ones, so they've got the ones that make the different noise, but they've also got the ones that make the different colors.
Right. Yes.
And like usually the noise, like most of the time I've gotten to the point, and I'm sure that most of my coworkers have too. But mine had a lot to do with working at Bell. When I worked at Bell, you don't have a fast pass and a standby cast member. You are both.
Right.
Peter Pan being a bigger ride, you have to have two, even though it's the same entrance, or it was the same entrance. It's not anymore. And Small World, it's a separate entrance, so you have to have two. But and like Pooh, you only have one as well. But like being at those locations where you're doing multiple things, most of us have gotten to the point where we don't have to look at it. We don't have to see the screen. We don't have to see the touch points to see if it turned green or not. We can hear the noise. And we can know, oh, hey, hold on, you need to stop a second. Something's wrong. And I can tell you right now, because when it turns green, it goes, ta-da.
Right.
When it turns blue, it goes, da, da, da. And so I know when like I hear those things, I'm like, oh, hey, can you come back for just a second? Whatever. But when it turns a different color, it usually still makes the regular noise. It doesn't often do a color and a noise. There was a day that it made the noise, and I was like, okay, cool. And it's Small World, and I was standing there, and I also saw it on the screen. It popped up and it went through, but this person had a special magic band, and on the touch point, it didn't circle green. It circled rainbow.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that one. Yeah.
This guest got mad. They were like, it didn't turn green. You have to let me in. I have one. Let me show you. And I was like, yes, I understand. Like, but it's because of your magic band. Like you're good to go. You're approved. And he was like, no, it didn't turn green. I'll show you. And he like scanned again. And like, now it's turning blue because he's already scanned. And I was like, yeah, sir, like it did. It turned. And he's like, no, it turned a bunch of colors. And I was like, I know it's your magic band. You have a special, like it's special. And he's so mad. I was mad. I was like, just go. Like, God, stop causing a problem.
Did you see what he said?
Yeah, I did see. He says, here, I'll bring it up. I want to get me a 3D printer so I can print me up a Magic Band reader and put in the electronics and program it.
Cool. You can have that girl that implanted the magic band in her wrist come test it out.
She did not.
Yes.
Yes. Have you not seen this?
No.
Oh my God. There's a video of it. She went to Epcot with it, like in her wrist, and like, yeah, you can see the cast member in the video. You can see like his face. He's like concerned. He's also embarrassed. He's like, yeah.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Oh, heaven's sakes.
All right, let's go ahead. We'll move on to the next change.
But I was joking. That would be really cool to do the 3D printer. I just think
It would be
this
cool.
woman with the magic band is weird.
That makes me sad right there.
So free Magical Express bus will end. Countless Disney trips have started and concluded on the Magical Express bus that takes Disney Resort guests to and from the Orlando International Airport at no additional charge. Pre-pandemic, you could even have this service magically pick up and deliver your checked bags to your Disney Resort room. But December 31st will mark the end of the line for this service. This is another change that is likely a mix of very real cost cutting as Disney contracted out this service, but it is also a reflection of changing consumer behavior. While many families love the price of, there was no price, Magical Express, and will be very sad to see it drive off into the sunset, if you wanted to squeeze as much time of your vacation as possible, ride-sharing services were already a very enticing option that would almost certainly give you a couple of more hours of legitimate vacation time than relying on the Mickey wrap buses. So, I mean, from what I understand, this was something, it wasn't really Disney doing it. It was Disney that contracted this out to Mears.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I mean, I can understand it. And from what I understand, I think they said it also has to do with the new train that's coming through.
I've heard that too, yeah.
I have changed that too, because isn't it supposed to have a station there at Disney Springs?
That's what I've heard.
So I don't know if that, but the thing is, it's just always nice to be able to go and not have your bags and, not have to worry about your bags. That seemed to be like one of the biggest parts of that. Once you got the airport, you didn't have to worry about going to get your bags. It was just really convenient, and it's just really sad to see something like that go away. But, depending on how things go, it's also something that maybe in the next few years, Disney might relook at it and bring it back. So we don't know. But then again, it may never come back. So, but so I think a lot of us already knew that was happening. So the next one is extra magic hours will be replaced.
Oh, thank God.
Remember the days of extra magic hours getting you into a select Disney theme park each morning before non-resort guests, or allowing you to stay a little later in the evening? Well, that perk has been gone since Disney World opened, and it isn't coming back. This change has a very real upside, but it's still an adjustment. When the perks return in its new form later this year, those staying at Disney resorts will be able to enter all 4 of the theme parks 30 minutes before non-resort guests every day. This
they're kind of already doing that.
Are they? This
A
not
little
only
bit.
aligns with spreading out guests more for safety reasons, but also prevents the extra magic park of the day from being unintentionally overcrowded even during non-pandemic times.
Yeah, I that was my fault. I'm sorry. I kind of don't know a term to use for lack of better terms, so I'm not going to use the one I was going to use. Messed up with our arrival to the Magic Kingdom because I didn't know that when I said that they've been letting people in early to Magic Kingdom and we could get there a little early, that's if you bus over.
Oh,
Because when you drive over, they don't open the parking lot early enough.
right.
So when we'd said like, yeah, let's do that, I was like, yeah, absolutely, let's do it. So I messed up with us getting there early that day, and I apologize.
Oh, you don't have to apologize.
No,
It's all good. We still got there.
Yeah. But
I know.
so yeah, so Magic Hours is coming back. It's just coming back in a new form, is what it's coming back as. So if you stay on property, you can get in a half hour.
I mean,
before.
It's still not really coming back. Like,
Hey, Bob, thanks for coming in.
if you look at that in the like, again, I guess I'm looking at this from like a cast member aspect, but like, yeah, that's great. I mean, it's still good for you guys. It's still great for resort guests. They get to get in 30 minutes earlier, but you're not coming in an hour and a half earlier. And like, for me, that's fantastic. A, I don't have to be there an hour and a half earlier.
Yeah.
B, because I don't know if you guys know, we have to be there way earlier than park open. B, I don't have to have that argument. No, I said B and then went back, mother.
Oh,
We don't have to have that argument that, because I don't know who knew this and who didn't, but man, most of you didn't. For morning magic hours at Magic Kingdom, only half the park is open.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not the whole thing. The number of people that I've had argue with me saying that 4 years ago, no, sir, 4 years ago, I was here and it still wasn't.
Well, I know that when they first started doing this, when they had the late hours, it really gave you that feel that you know, the park wasn't as full, kind of like what they've been doing with the well, they probably haven't done it since they
PM
closed.
offerings I think the PM offerings are much better than the AM offerings.
Yes. But I mean, you know, but when they first started doing it, you got the feel of what you're getting. What is it called? Disney After Dark. Yeah, now that has that feeling.
Yeah.
Where the extra magic hours in the evening stopped feeling that way when everybody started doing that. So
the PM offerings I think they're better than the AM offerings because the PM offerings, the whole park is open. Like Jungle Cruise usually isn't open for PM offerings.
Right.
Belle isn't open for PM offerings. I don't think Carousel of Progress is usually open for PM offerings. There are some attractions that just aren't.
right.
And some of that's due to like lack of attendance.
Right.
Like Jungle Cruise, I think I was always told that it was just dark, that's why they didn't do it.
Right.
But it made no sense because they do it for like Christmas parties.
I love running around at 2 a.m. in the park.
Wish I could say the same. But like I think the PM offerings are fantastic. Like I said, I want to say like the AM offerings, you only had Main Street, Fantasyland, and Tomorrowland.
Okay.
And then if your mountains if Space and Seven Dwarfs was a delayed open, what was the point?
Right.
You just missed two of the three big attractions that you could hit in the morning. But I've had people actually walk up to me during AM offerings and say, "Oh my gosh, I came here for extra magic hours and Big Thunder Mountain's not even open yet. What's the point in all of this? Why do you even do it?" And we're like, "Big Thunder Mountain's what you're worried?" Like, that's what you came. But like, I understand the appeal for families with young children for the extra time in the morning.
Yeah.
I understand why they would like morning offerings over evening offerings, but the morning you don't even get the whole park. I don't.
Right.
You're all yes, it's a lighter crowd, but you're all kept in one area.
Right.
So PM offerings were the way to go. It was awesome.
All right. And then a new one, which we haven't experienced, but I think you have, is water parks will return this year. While the 4 Disney World parks have been open since early July of 2020, the Disney water parks have yet to unlock their gates. However, this is scheduled to change on March 7th when Disney plans to reopen Blizzard Beach.
This year?
That's what it says.
Heck yeah!
If a look
That's
over at
next week.
Universal's Volcano Bay water park gives any clue, face masks are likely not going to be required for safety reasons while in the water, on water slides, etc., but will be required in some areas of the park, such as in retail or dining locations when not actively eating. So I've never been to one of the water parks.
We prefer Typhoon Lagoon over Blizzard Beach, but we'll take a water park.
I've heard a lot of people prefer Typhoon Lagoon over Blizzard Beach.
Typhoon's just bigger.
Yeah.
Their wave pool is okay. So their wave pool is great. They're bigger waves. I like it. As for touching, I prefer Blizzard Beach. I do like to touch when I'm being knocked over by giant waves.
Now, the Typhoon Lagoon, I believe, don't they have a larger lazy river as well?
Yeah, like basically everything of Typhoon is bigger.
I got you.
But I do like it. I like it a lot. Blizzard Beach, though, has their giant slide that will 100% give you a wedgie when you go down it. It's not much fun. Just got cold chills kind of thinking about how bad it hurt my butt going down that slide. Well, because your bottoms go all the way up your butt. And then not only that, they've got like where they had to put the plastic pieces together. And normally it would be smooth, but now you're bare butt on this slide and it's like skit, 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 skit. And it just hurts. You're shaking your head, but I'm just warning you. It's a big slide.
You don't have to warn me that I'm not ever going to do it.
If you're scared of heights, you also have to add that because you start out like this. So you're like,
there's this thing called heights, and I'm not doing it.
That's what I'm saying. So if you're scared of heights, now you're like feels like
Now
you're free falling for a second. You're scared. So you've got your heights, and then you've got a wedgie, and now you're bare butt on this slide.
Nobody needs to see all that.
So like,
oh my God.
It's still fun. It's still thrilling.
How is that thrilling? You're buzzing.
Because you're going fast down a slide in the water.
Oh my Lord.
Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait. And you can get the big what's that thing called? The ice cream thing the sand pail ice cream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's in one of the videos. Katie, Kiana, and I ate it.
Oh, awesome.
When we went to Typhoon Lagoon.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot.
All right. So our next one is more hotels will reopen, some with a new look. While many Walt Disney World Resort hotels have reopened since last summer following the initial closure, some have remained closed. Dates can change, but currently Disney All-Star Movies Resorts is scheduled to reopen on March 22nd. Disney Beach Club Resort is scheduled to reopen on May 30th. Disney's Wilderness Lodge is scheduled to reopen on June 6th. And Disney Polynesian Village is scheduled to open sometime during the summer. Some of those resorts, such as the Polynesian, do have Disney Vacation Clubs, rooms, villas open at this time, just not the hotel rooms. Disney All-Star Sports, All-Star Music, Boardwalk Inn, and Port Orleans remain closed with no scheduled reopening dates. But when Polynesian Village officially reopens this summer, it will do so with a new look, with some Moana-inspired theming. Among other updates, for what it's worth, the Polynesian Village Resort is currently accepting reservations for non-DVC rooms beginning in late July. So, yeah, I think we knew. I knew that movies was going to be opening, in March. Yes, Katrina. Yes.
Which, I'm really
hey, Chris.
shocked. Because we were told.
Oh, I hit the wrong one. Hold on. There we go.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hey, Danny.
Listen,
for the wedgie experience.
if you want the wedgie,
For the-
it has to be Blizzard Beach and it has to be Plummet Summit. The rest of them don't give you that experience.
Unbelievable.
I'm just shocked that like they aren't open yet, because we were told that they were going to open in like February and we would get cast discount.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I can get you guys this. And you guys were like, nah, they're not open. And I was like, what? Okay. All right.
So yeah, I mean,
they must have pushed that back. I don't know.
Right. So I wonder if a lot of these, that why they've been down, if they've been doing like some refurbishments, like painting and stuff like that. They may have been, obviously the Polynesian, they've been doing a lot too, but for the other ones, I mean, a lot of people felt like movies really needed a refurbishment because, and
movies just get a refurbishment.
Then maybe that's what it was. Maybe they did just get one, but
I thought movies had the most recent refurbishment.
I think it did.
Because aren't they the one that now has like some of the suites and stuff?
I think so. I think you're right. But the thing is they said that it hadn't held up as well as what All-Star Sports or All-Star Music had. So, but while this time's down, what's that?
So it could be the theming,
right? But with the way things are, you know, paint gets chipped off, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the stuff could come back where they put a new coat on it and it looks great again. So,
like I understand a lot of people weren't working during that time. Got it. I really hate though that we were gone for so long and some of this repainting and whatever's happening with like the facades couldn't have been done while we were gone. I am sick of the change in these cues. Like, you mean to tell me they can social distance now and change the facade, but they can't social distance then and have changed the facade? Because it's really affecting me, okay?
Oh, easier than too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They would have had all day and all night, not just all night now.
They didn't have time to do that. They were busy painting the castle.
They didn't. Oh, they did do that. They did do that during the thing. It took the whole time.
It's a big castle.
Absolutely ridiculous.
And then they redid the sign. Remember?
No, they just started those.
Oh, okay.
The one on World Drive's not even done yet. I watched them start Goofy the other day. I drove past. Kiana told me. Kiana said they started Goofy. And I said, oh, cool. I drove past and I said, oh. I kind of like turned around and looked and I was like, oh, yeah, just Goofy. No one else. That's the only person they've done.
Hey, Kadani, Sean, thanks for coming in. But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, it's not funny. You say LOL, but it's not funny. I am directly affected.
They could have exposed some.
They could have picked Plummet.
I'm glad my pain makes you all happy.
They hand out anti-wedgie devices.
Oh.
All right. And then let's see. The last change is, will Fast Pass return?
I hope not. I've said this for like the last 3 streams. I also read a whole thing on it on Facebook the other day, and most of the guests were like, yeah, we don't want it. And I was like, yes, this is a win.
Fast Pass Plus, which gives riders the ability to skip the bulk of the line, has not been available at Walt or Disney World since the March closure. At first, it simply wasn't needed, as the capacity and demand were so low that wait times just weren't a problem, and you could easily ride everything in a park before the end of the day. As the numbers of visitors steadily increased, leading up to the 2020 holiday months, wait times did grow to the point where FastPass Plus would have been a welcome sight in some cases. However,
where would you have but let me ask, where would you have put these fast pass lines? As someone who is telling you that the construction is getting in the way of our normal queue, as someone who is working at an attraction where my line doesn't only go through my ride, but the restaurant next door in a different land.
Who think they're in line to eat and they're actually in line.
I've actually had a couple get to me at the merge point and say, I thought I was getting a chicken sandwich.
Like, to them. Like,
it's okay. No, they figured it out. But like, I think most of these people figure it out after they exit. But
that's when you look at it and it says, ta-da, Disney magic.
No, they got all the way to the merge point. So at this point, they've waited the entire wait, and they're only going to wait like another 2 minutes to get on this ride. And they said, we thought we were getting a chicken sandwich. And I said, haha. And they said, oh, you really thought you were getting a chicken sandwich? And they said, yeah. And I said, well, are you disappointed? And they said, no. So, all right.
Did you tell them where they can get the chicken sandwich now?
No, I didn't. I had to keep moving the line. Listen, if I'm the front of the line and people say, well, hey, is this a restaurant? I'll tell them where to go. We did run into the case, though, the other day. As most of you know, there's no eating or drinking while in line anymore. And we had a family go in, and I said, hey, guys, like, you've got to finish your food and drink before you go in. You can't go in. And they said, but this is a restaurant. And I said, no, this is the line for Peter Pan's flight. This is not a restaurant. And they were like, but it's a restaurant. And my coordinator whipped around and said, this is not a restaurant. Throw out your food and drink. Because even though it is a restaurant, like, we're not asking you to not eat because we don't want you to drop it on the floor. We don't care. We'll clean that up. We're asking you not to eat and drink in line because you are in an enclosed space with others and your mask is off. And listen, if Disney closes again, I'm out of a job again. So please follow the rules.
So the restaurant Heaven's talking about is the Harbor House. Is the line for is it?
But right, that was my main point. Yeah, that was my main point. So
yeah,
Peter Pan's flight goes through all of Peter Pan. And I told you guys the other day how you go into Harbor House and then you go around the floor, or then you go upstairs and around and downstairs and around and then out and then into Peter Pan. There has been an addition. Now you go into Harbor House, you go upstairs and around, downstairs, outside, inside, around, and around a little bit more, outside, into Peter Pan, around in the house, and then you're on the ride. They've added an outdoor queue to Harbor House. I had no idea. It does not smell like fish and chips.
So here's the thing. If you're going to Walt Disney World and you want to eat Harbor House food, you can find the Harbor House food over at the Tomorrowland Plaza now. Is that right?
Yeah. And even though that's posted out front.
Tomorrowland Terrace.
Yeah, Tomorrowland Terrace.
Yes.
And even though it's posted out front, people still miss it and still walk into the building and then turn around and come back and say, is this not a restaurant? But my point was, we have Peter Pan, whose regular standby line not only uses its entire queue, but is now using all of Harbor House as a part of the queue. Small World, who has been using the stroller parking, that's to keep people from crossing and cutting. So like when you get to the upstairs part of the queue, you have the stairs here. The queue comes down, you come in, it comes around and down, and you're supposed to come this way and then go around this little loop-de-loop and come back and go down the stairs. What we've been having people do is they come around and down, they loop this way, and then they just come down the stairs. No, I need you to go this way so that my line comes in the building. So we put those tables there. It kind of forces you to go the way we want you to.
Okay.
The Small World queue, which has been using the stroller parking area as a part of its queue since about this time last year, or actually earlier. I want our stroller parking back. I would take stroller parking over Fast Pass right now, just so you all understand.
Why we're sitting here, just real quick, because we have one more to go over, and we're actually going to go over time. Explain to everybody why you think Fast Pass doesn't need to come back.
I've personally seen the lines move faster without it. Right now, Peter Pan's Flight, I have just recently, so like on the last stream or the one before that, I said I've not seen Peter Pan's Flight over 45 minutes since we've been back. I have seen it bump up to an hour. Most of the time, though, that's because like we're cleaning or, you know, we're experiencing technical difficulties. We'll bump it to that hour so that, you know, there's an increased wait. But I've personally not seen it be over 60 minutes. And even though my ride specifically, we're trying to like keep it and make those wait times accurate. We're trying to pay attention and like watch those things. When people don't stand on the social distance markers, they do move and they keep moving forward. You are going to experience things moving a little bit faster or a little bit slower, because we might not know, you know, if you're not on your markers, we go off based off of where the end of the line is for that wait time. So if people are more congested inside, we might be underposting a little bit because we think it looks like a shorter line. But if people are actually standing there space apart, or if people are skipping markers, we might overpost a little bit because it looks like it's longer than it should be. So yeah, you might be moving faster, you might be moving slower, but I've seen the line move faster. I've personally seen it. I know the ratios. I know what it looks like when I'm sending a party of 4 party of 4 from standby, but my line is out the door. So I'm sending, you know, 16 plus people from Fast Pass, and you're like, okay, but you only sent 4 people and now you're sending 20 people. Like, why are you doing that? I know what it looks like and I know how it feels. And I know you guys are standing still in that Fast Pass line or in that standby line. And I have sympathy for that, and it sucks. So I don't want it to come back. I don't want to have to put up the fight. I don't want it back. I think it's a better experience for the guests when there's no Fast Pass.
Right.
Have a good night, Jeffrey.
Good night, Jeffrey. So,
like I said, I just saw a Facebook post on one of the pages the other day where someone said, like, I hope it comes back. And almost every comment on it was like, are you crazy? No, I don't want it back. But like I said, also, if they bring it back, whatever, I'm going to have to deal with it. I know how to do it. I know how to take care of it. Let me tell you, Peter Pan's Flight Fast Pass is definitely what gave me thick skin as a cast member. But honestly, where will you put those lines right now?
Right.
Like,
it
where would those go? Oh, right now? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But there is nowhere for those lines to be right now. We do not have the room.
Right.
And I think that's why they're not here. There is absolutely zero room for Fast Pass right now.
Right. And right now they are somewhat using those lines for the
our alternative access.
Yeah, that alternate access, yes. Are you serious, Katrina? You know,
hey, you know what? We've got when little kids come through the line, and like especially at Winnie the Pooh, you can see like the touch stuff on the side. Right. Little kids are like, "Oh, I want to play with that," and I'm like, "Hey, listen, You have 2 options." Because most of the queues are interactive now. So I say you've got 2 options. You either get to go through the side that's fun and you get to play, or you get to go through the side that's fast. So you get either fun and long or fast and boring. You choose.
Yeah, you know, I liked Fast Pass. I didn't want to use it for every line, you know, but there was like certain places, like I said, I would never do which one is Frozen Ever After?
Frozen Ever. No. Is that?
Whatever the ride is at Epcot.
Not the sing-along. Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, I'll never do the ride unless we have a fast pass. Like right now, I don't know how the ride is because there is, or the line would be without fast pass. It might be better because it seemed like the ratio that they were doing there was way off of what it should have been. But
it probably wasn't.
I don't know that. I don't know.
Right.
But, to me, I was like, I was sitting there just watching send fast pass.
Right. And like I said, that's what I know what it looks like. You get tough skin when you work an attraction that's big and you have to do your harder phases. Like your skin, you learn to take. I mean, I told you guys, I had someone look at me and say, I went to college, high school and college. Like, yeah, me too. What are you trying to say?
I do agree with Katrina that there's been times that we've been standing in line when we've had times where we're laughing and everything like that, sort of like whenever we go and have something to eat too, where we're always laughing while we're eating and everything like that. So I do like that because it kind of gives you more of those family memories being in line together and waiting.
That's what Disney Trash Can said, that asked if you think they'll go to a virtual line for more popular attractions if Fast Pass does go away. That's kind of what I've hoped. Like Rise of the Resistance doing it. I've hoped that. So that's what Fast Pass was supposed to be. Fast Pass was supposed to just be for the like more popular attractions, and then it just kind of like went out to all of them,
right?
Because obviously it became a popular thing. So why not use it on everything? But I really hope that if they do go to virtual queue, because it's clearly working, that they only keep it for like Pan and at least Magic Kingdom, like Pan and Mine Train and maybe Space Mountain, whatever.
Right.
Like, I don't want them to use it for anything. I don't want them to put like a virtual queue on Mickey's PhilharMagic. Like, please don't do that to us.
Well,
like,
there was no reason for Fast Pass for that either.
Right, exactly.
I don't find that because it's a moving ride, constant moving ride.
A lot of those constant moving rides, you don't really need a Fast Pass because
well, I mean, like Peter Pan is constantly moving.
Yeah, but that's like
but you already made the
exceptional. I mean, that's like one of my favorite rides in fantasy. It is my favorite ride in Fantasyland.
I mean, but I never realized, like, I know how many, like,
you froze.
I know the number of vehicles. Someone told me the number. I'm froze.
Okay, you're fine now.
Good, no.
Okay. I know the number of vehicles on Peter Pan. I know the number of vehicles on Winnie the Pooh. Someone told me the number of vehicles on The Little Mermaid, and I understand The Little Mermaid is an omni mover. Peter Pan and Winnie the Pooh are not, but I was like, huh? Because it's like 3 times the amount.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God, it's no wonder your guys' line is short. Like, you can move like twice as many people through that ride.
All right, so let's go to the last thing. All right, and the last thing is parades, fireworks, and more are still out for now. For now, crowds creating formal parades and nighttime fireworks shows are still on pause at Disney World. Honestly, the much shorter and more spontaneous character cavalcades that pop up in place of parades really feel preferable to many guests, self included, but the nighttime shows and live actors shows are missed. While the precise timeline is anyone's guess, there are strong odds that some of these missing elements return in 2021. For example, Epcot's upcoming and much anticipated nighttime Harmonious show is still expected to debut in 2021, especially since it can likely be viewed from all over Epcot's World Showcase. It very well may begin this year. So
it's one of those things that
So do you feel like that's something that's missing even when you're working there at night, the happy ever after? And
I think that, like, very specifically being a Fantasyland West cast member, we work the fireworks. Those people who stand at the ropes, that's me and my coworkers right there. Like, we are scheduled fireworks shifts, and they're still called wishes shifts. So, like, if I'm scheduled a wishes shift, I know that I'm going to be standing at a rope and I'm going to be asking people, hey, like, whatever. And I get to answer questions and I get to talk to guests. And those are my favorite parts of the day.
Right.
And then I get to sit there and I get to sing along with the music. And yeah, I have to pay attention to my ropes and focus on safety, but I also get to sing along with the music. And I told someone the other night, I talked with someone, one of my coworkers. It happened to me once when we had a little, like, closer to when we had first reopened. My bid was still over at Winnie the Pooh. So I was closing Pooh, or I wasn't closing Pooh a lot, but I was at Pooh a lot. And it was one of the nights that we'd started staying open a little bit later. And I was standing at Mad Tea Party entry, and it was dark out and the lights were on. And it felt magical.
Yeah.
And I felt the magic and I felt the happiness, and it was cool. And then a couple weeks ago, it was probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I closed Peter Pan and It's a Small World. And I was walking through the land and it was dark and the lights were on and it was pretty. And I was with my coworker and I said, like, this feels normal. Like, the crowds are kind of low. People are walking and talking and asking how to exit. And but the thing is, and we both said it gets that way, and you get that feeling. And then you expect to hear the ladies and gentlemen in just a few moments. Magic Kingdom will present Happily Ever After, presented by Pandora Jewelry, for the health and safety of everyone. And please remain in the area you're in until the lights return to normal. And like, I miss it. I miss it a lot. And I think that when fireworks come back, there will be a really big morale boost. So.
Right. Do you, this is kind of off the subject, but I've heard people talking about them possibly bringing this in for the 50th. Do you think they will give Walt Disney World its own nighttime parade?
I hope so. Like, okay. If anything, this whole stream, I've been very, look at this from the cast member side. That was my guest side. That was me saying, oh my God, please.
Because I know one of the things I miss Spectro Magic.
Oh, loved it.
That I miss when they had the electric light parade. And and you always knew if once you had the parade, the fireworks were coming next.
I mean, I say as a guest, yes, that was me getting giddy and saying, oh my gosh, can we please have a light show, like a light parade? But as a cast member, heck yeah, let's do it. Clear the land a little bit quicker. Let's go. Yeah, that would be awesome. I hope so.
I hope so too. That's one of the things I have missed for a long time there.
I do like the cavalcades. I also heard a woman, and it kind of made me sad because I don't know if you guys can tell, I like the fireworks. I like working the fireworks. I like watching the fireworks. I love everything there is about the fireworks.
Right.
Especially because right before we closed, I was allowed to coordinate the fireworks. I don't even know if I could do that now.
Right.
I forgot all of that. I did it once by myself. But like, I like them. They're fun. It's a break from the normal. So I'm a little emotional. I got a little sad talking about how they're not back because that is a huge part of my job and I love it so much. I had a woman come up to me the other day and I couldn't help but laugh, but I was also kind of sad. She was like, hey, so what time are the fireworks? And I was like, oh, unfortunately, we're not doing the fireworks because like, it causes too big of a crowd. And she said, great. It means it doesn't have to take time out of my day. And she kept walking.
Oh my gosh.
And so like, I do agree with like the cavalcade and the parade thing.
Right.
I love parade time because it kind of like gets some guests out of the area. It kind of like empties the area a little bit. It feels nice. I know that sounds terrible, but it does. It just like, it's decongested for a little bit. Parade dump sucks. Like it's like you all disappear and then you all come back and it's like, where'd you come from? Who opened the floodgates? But I understand that like they're nice. Like you don't have to like stop and say, okay, I've got to plan 15 minutes of my day at 2 p.m. to go watch this parade.
Right.
Like,
right.
So I get why the cavalcades are really nice.
They're there for a while, weren't they? Weren't they running Spectrum Magic twice?
I don't remember.
I think they ran it twice. It's either was it ran? Yeah, they ran Spectrum Magic twice. I think. I don't remember. I know they did something twice, but because I knew if you didn't catch the first one, you could always catch the second one, and the second one was before
Maybe.
but I might be wrong.
Yes.
Best time of the day, ride all the popping rides.
When the fireworks are going on.
Is correct. Yeah. I tell people all the time. They say, when is your wait time going to die? And I said, well, have you seen our fireworks before? And they say, no. And I say, okay, well, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're not worried about missing them, come ride Peter Pan when the fireworks are on. If you have seen them, well, you've seen them once, you'll see them again. Come ride Peter Pan when the fireworks.
Which is funny is for Happily Ever After, when it first came out, Margie and I watched it on YouTube.
Oh, I was so angry.
Yeah. We loved Wishes, and and we were like, this doesn't look as good and everything like that. And then when we got to the park and seen it,
it's different when you see it in person.
Yeah.
It really is. It was, oh no, it's emotional.
It creates, yeah.
And I hate to say it because like I was so set on hating it because I watched it on TV and I was just like, no, I don't know. But then when you see it in person, it makes you cry.
Yeah. Well, I think part of it, you kind of miss Jiminy Cricket being that narrator like he was for Wishes and stuff like that. And then
I think that's what a lot of people liked about, what was the show that they did at Epcot for a little while?
Illuminations?
Epcot Forever.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, Epcot Forever. I think that's why a lot of people really liked that, is because they had the little kid doing the voice.
Right. Well, I mean, Wishes cool. had the little girl, who would sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's why a lot of people liked it. It was kind of nostalgic to that.
Right. So, but we've gone
over
17 minutes over. So I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming in.
Sorry.
Katrina, Disney Trash Can, Jeffrey, Dad Builds. Let's see. Kadani Sean, Keith from Big Disney Fan. Who else we got, Margie? Birdwell. The Journey Awaits. The Griswold Family Vacay. I know there was more in here. Candy Mom. Bob from One Stop Mouse. Who else?
A lot of people.
Yeah.
The Journey Awaits.
We said The Journey Awaits. Katrina, of course. VP came in and stuff like that. But I got one more question for Heaven before we get off here.
I'm sorry that I got a little opinionated.
That's all right.
Tonight.
Don't worry about it. So, all right.
It was all about Summit Pullman.
So how upset will you be? Hear me? How upset will you be when they go to do the Epcot refurbishment and they take out Gutenberg legs?
I'm not going to be upset. I'm going to be, it's something that I send to Natalie every time. Every time I ride the ride, I take a picture and I send it to Natalie and I say, hey, look, it's bird legs. And she thinks you're a genius because you came up with Gutenberg legs.
Is that now what you guys call him now? Gutenberg legs?
Mm-hmm, yeah. Yeah. And she told me, she said, I appreciate you sending him to me every time. And so if they take him out, how is she going to see him every time? This is her connection to him.
Just send the same picture over and over and over.
Just send the same.
I don't save it.
You might have to.
I might. Guess I'll have to make a trip back to Epcot soon.
All right. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you, Margie and Heaven, for being on here with me. And I mean,
sorry for being so opinionated. I feel really bad.
That's all right. This channel is just as much as your guys' is what it is mine. So it is called Addie Family Adventures. So, but as for that, what do we got coming up?
Heaven, will you if you go to Blizzard Beach, maybe you should get you a GoPro and wear it down Summit Plummet We don't want to see the backside.
And then
of
you
it.
want me to like give you a picture of my butt when I'm done?
no,
Like,
no,
what
no.
are you asking for
What
here?
you want the reaction of your face?
So when your butt's going,
What's wrong with you?
But
I'm not buying a GoPro for that. They're too expensive.
Heaven has an Instagram. It's Heavenly Ever After, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You want to spell my middle name for them, or do you want me to spell my middle name?
Leigh.
Cool, thank you.
Heavenly Ever After.
Chris might have a GoPro.
I have a GoPro. I can just loan it to her.
And I think I'm doing Wishful Wednesdays next week. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a new Wednesday, the first Wednesday of every month.
And she said that they believe it's possibly Peter Pan.
Oh,
So
that would be fun.
but as for that,
No, it's not fun. My paychecks I don't make a lot.
this is the last live stream for this week. So we'll be back next week with of course Mondays are reaction videos. Monday is Gonzo's channel is Melody Mixes. Tuesday is a new channel, the Three Mouseketeers, with Gonzo. That's on Gonzo's channel. And then Wednesdays, Heaven with Me with Sweets and Treats. And last night we had a special guest, so Haley came on.
Oh, did she?
Yes. And then
I said no, but she still came.
And then of course Gonzo and I do the Jedi Council, where we've been doing a watch party for the Clone Wars, and hopefully we'll get Clone Wars done before May 4th, so we might be able to do the Bad Batch. So, but as for that, thank you all for joining us, and we hope to see you again. Bye.